We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
I know I'm not the one. Don't fake it, well, you don't belong to me.
Hello, and welcome to Dire Bear Adventuring Company. It's Tuesday night, so that's, of course, our 5th edition sci-fi game, Esper Genesis. I will be your GM for the evening, Jason, from over at the Nerd Eternal Network. And joining me tonight will be Sarah playing Cat, Decca playing Armanto, and so far that's it.
Gonna be really.
Let me pilot the Adrian Yeager.
You mean Legion?
Yes.
We should have our engineer here shortly. Unless I, missed a message or something.
This is entirely possible.
Yes, I now made myself paranoid and I'm
you,
scrolling through
there he
Discord
is.
to check.
Fuck.
But, I'm checking for text.
It's the holidays. It happens.
Oh, yeah.
Fine.
But anywho. So while we are a little short, we are soldiering on. Alright, so who wants to give a review of last week?
Not it.
I'll give a shit. I'll do it.
Well,
I was
Sarah
only
wasn't-
here for like half of it.
Yeah, she was
I was
only
here
here for
to.
half of the
I was here to kill things.
Oh boy, here I go killing again. All right. Oh, hold on. That's important that I keep that plugged in. Cool. Last week we our group took on the remainder of the what appeared to be normal security guards, just doing security guard things, and this one shifty dude who started speaking in a language that no one understood to be anything but some sort of Russian. When suddenly the Espers attacked, and several Espers came and joined the fray. Were also put down, except for one who managed to blink out, who was tailed by Yanni. And now we have the location on that person, and we were determining what we were going to do after that. And before we did that, before we ended session, Aramonto put most of his regenerative force in himself to heal himself back.
Yeah, because he had taken some damage.
Oh yeah,
He'd also taken a nap.
yeah, that was interesting.
Alright.
Sleep spell is a bitch.
So starting up, I believe you had locked your prisoner in the Roustabout.
Mm-hmm.
Because you had two prisoners, I believe. You had the regular security guy that surrendered.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had an older gentleman that tried to commit suicide rather than be
Yes.
captured.
Yes. I will as we're putting that guy away, as we would have put that guy away, I would have told the local police force, hey, does anyone here speak, I don't know, some sort of Eastern European language, some sort of I guess old Russian?
Really narrow it down.
Yeah, Ben Arrington's like, yeah, I speak some Slavic.
Maybe. I don't know.
He doesn't
sounded-
act like he's got a kind of a shit-eating grin on his face when he says that, so you don't think he understands any Russian because of it.
I'm pretty sure he's full of it. But I will point to that older gentleman and be like, that guy, if you want to get anything out of him, he has spoken what I can only assume to be Russian. I haven't heard Russian in decades, so...
How old is your character?
28.
Okay, so he could technically not have heard it in decades, barely.
Sure. Yeah, exactly.
Child. All right. let's see.
I know what I'm about.
And the
He's
local law
technically
enforcement.
right.
The local law enforcement. The members of what were we calling them?
We were also
Was it the
calling
Soul
them
Defense
SDC.
Force? So they had the same abbreviation
SDF.
as the.
Yeah.
They
not
have
gonna-
put on pants.
Give them another old pair of mine.
Well, they've got their uniforms, so they're, that's what they're putting back on, and their armor, because not that they wear very heavy armor. They seem to rely mostly on their superpowers for that.
Right. I remember specifically being like, "You guys did pretty good, and you looked great, so that helped."
Well, it's the far-flung future. They never expect you to fight pick style. So I guess they'd have to have some blue paint for that.
What year are we in canonically?
I honestly have no idea exactly how far in the future this is supposed to be.
Make it up, Jason.
Gonna make it. I'm doing it live.
Yep. I don't know. They use their own dating system. I think the old AD stuff has faded away.
Yeah, but
Though it's fading away now. So.
yeah.
All right. So you got two prisoners, and Yanni followed one guy in a pickup truck.
And I remember the officer suggested going in, guns blazing, or at least going in.
Yeah, they definitely wanted to go in. Did you want to ask your conscious prisoner anything?
Oh shit, he's still that old guy's still unconscious, huh?
Well, I think Hull had done some work on him,
Okay.
but he'd been shot
puts like a
unconscious. So
point-
yeah, they hadn't really tried to revive him yet.
Puts a singular points of regenerative force in him so he doesn't die.
I think you may have done that last time.
Yeah,
I think
did.
you made sure to stabilize him last time.
Mhm.
Though Yanni had only stunned him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's also able to do that.
Yeah.
I unfortunately do not have some. I can change my spells per day, but I do not have any kind or text. But I do not have a what's the word? Comprehend language type spell. Q.
Let's see, I'm trying to remember if the surrendering security guard.
Surrendering
had said
guy
anything.
spoke English, I think.
Yeah. Or
The surrendering one spoke
common.
English, but I don't. My read on the situation, even Aramonto's read is about the same. Is that he's not gonna have a whole lot of information. We could try, but my Aramonto's read is that he's not gonna have a lot of information just to go for the other guy. Somehow.
Okay.
Didn't Johnny hear the other guy speaking English to the Vandal?
I mean, he had to
Van
have.
Dale.
Vandal.
That gives me an idea then. Or gives Aramonto an idea, rather.
We may have that first session.
Yes, I thought he spoke common and then switched over when he was either when he was talking in a communicator or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you may be right. He's unconscious now, though, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
Boop! Wake up!
Does anybody remember if Adrian left Yanni at the facility?
Yanni was absolutely at the facility. The whole point of that is so
For the
that
estate.
he could track Yanni.
yeah, so we could go to.
So we could track Yanni's location.
No, I think Yanni had to come back because he can only see through Yanni so far.
Well, he's not seeing through Yanni. He's he was
Using,
the whole
like, as
point
a
was so he can
GPS.
track him.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
That's right.
So he's-
Yanni can communicate with him a little bit further than that, but just
Yes.
not. Or they
Can't
can
see
sense
through
each
him.
other further than that, but can't.
But also, like I imagine Adrian putting a targeting some sort of GPS system in everything.
I don't know. That sounds paranoid. That doesn't sound like our boy at all.
And I think he left
Sure.
Yanni there, and then I think at the end of the session gave Jim the rough coordinates.
Okay.
That's exactly what happened. I'm all in favor of attacking and going in and telling the officers. But I would like to spend a little bit of time in questioning the people who have surrendered, whether by force or not.
Okay, we all have a few minutes while.
Yeah.
So what would you like to say? And we'll say some smelling salts up under the old guy, get him roused up too.
Yeah. Well, I would go for the other guy first, and
Okay.
then get smelling salts for the second person.
Cat's just gonna be in the background, sharpening a knife.
That's good to know, though.
So
Sharpening a knife.
Yeah,
somebody got
never
bad
uses
cat?
it.
I mean, bad cop.
Just
Or
sits there and
switching
sharpens it.
sides.
She was always the bad cop.
I know, but I'm more threatening. Anyway,
He just kind of hunkers down when you walk in.
enter. I'm still fully armored and everything. I would also request just for the heck of it that the older gentleman's hands are restrained, so he doesn't try to.
Okay.
Because
Or
I
they've
did
got
see
him
try
strapped
to-
down in the infirmary right now.
Okay, I did see him try to blow his brains out. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Checked for cyanide pills in his teeth.
we go to this other guy and say, "Hi, we're gonna just ask you a few questions, and I need you to answer them as truthfully as possible. I can tell if you're lying to me or not, so
Okay.
Do you understand each other?
Yes.
You speak Common, Terran?
I speak
Okay,
Terranese.
good. Okay, good. I'll be speaking to him in Terran then. So, what were you guarding here?
Usually we just guard the facility. Tonight we were setting up an ambush for you.
Did that really work?
Well, obviously not.
Just making sure we just getting a straight line of questions. So you're guarding the facility, and your Esper buddies.
They're here sometimes when shipments come in.
Are those the only Espers, or are there more in somewhere else?
I don't know how many of them were here.
There was 4 or 5 of them.
Let's see. We had 2 troopers that were just better armed.
Okay, so they were just troopers. Okay, and then
you
we had 4 then.
Let's see. You had the Eldori woman.
We had the guy with the mask.
Yeah, he was human, and then you had an older guy that was human.
So we had the one guy that tried to fry me. We had the guy with the mask, and then we had the lady.
Yeah, I think that was the only 3 Espers.
Okay, so I saw 3 Espers. Do you know if there's any others before anything happens?
I think there's 2 more.
Okay. I know one of them escaped, so there's probably 3 total at the moment, but that's okay. Do you speak the same language as these people?
Yes, I'm from here. Oh yes,
You're from here.
Yes, we're Russian.
Yes. Okay. Your turn's very good.
Oh, well, thank you. I went to school out of not state, whatever they'd be, however they're right.
Oh man, thank you, Sarah, for indulging me.
Cat just in the background, like, okay, now I realize why I'm the captain.
It no longer bothers me.
It's still bothers her.
I get it now.
All right. Ah, shit. Hang on. I'll turn back and look at a cat who's probably has her mask on. Do you have any questions for the captive cat? And I'll turn back before she says anything, and I'll say, you really want to answer her questions.
Is there something she can just kind of dig the knife into, just for intimidation effect?
Oh, in a prison cell?
That's not really a prison cell.
It's a holding cell. We don't have a prison
Well,
cell yet.
the holding cell. Yeah, there's probably a book or a little table or cabinet or something that Jim has moved in there since it's his room used most of the time.
Oh, it's Jim's room. Well, why are we putting him in Jim's room?
Because
It's the holding cell.
Yeah, but I thought we converted one of them to something like,
I think
Francis and Jade's.
You had
we used
talked
Francis
about
and
it.
Jade's room for Vandal.
Yeah, you had locked Vandell in the room.
Well, dang. Okay. She'll just like flip the knife and put it in her boot or something while trying to think up a question.
She gets a text message. Sorry for putting you on the spot. I'm just out of ideas.
We have a cat.
You didn't know there was human trafficking, right? It's not really an question. This is a yes or no question.
Yes.
Your hesitation concerns me. You knew. Okay.
He looks very ashamed. That makes you feel any better.
This group, they do a lot of human trafficking? Other shitty stuff?
We get 2 or 3 shipments through every few months.
What for? Because, I mean, I know damn well what was in the box and what happened to one of the ladies in the box.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what's happening?
Not really. No.
Okay.
They take them to the estate, and well, that's as far as any of us go. We don't know if they take them anywhere from there, or if they're just in the facility there.
You
I'm
don't know
sure.
what happens.
I'm sure you guys talk.
Rumors, something.
Well, none of us locals are allowed in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Small town. I'm sure there is gossip.
Osip,
Absolutely gossip.
he snuck down into the basement one time. He said it was like let's see. He mutters a Russian word like he's trying to think of the equivalent to it, and just doesn't come up with it. It's like there were medical facilities down there.
Prison laboratory?
Laboratory coroner?
Mortuary?
There were bodies, but there were also like almost surgical equipment. Or at least
were
that's what he
doing
thought it was
necropsies?
based on things he had seen on television.
They were trying to find a cause of death on a body, that kind of thing.
Osip he just caught a glimpse and well, he'd seen enough, and he just made himself scarce.
And you continued on despite that?
But we don't have much choice.
You don't have a choice. There's always a choice. That's the thing about things.
We can guard the people they bring in, or they can take people from our village.
Or someone could have called the SDF, but hey. Let's not bring laws or logic into this.
I don't think you're familiar with the area.
That's fair. Sometimes the law fails us. That's why I'm here.
Cannot see the eye roll behind Cat's mask.
Well, knowing human trafficking is probably going to get you put away for a while,
Most likely. Yeah.
but at least if you're, I actually would like to cite the whole village shtick.
I would like to insight to the whole village.
Okay, yeah, give me an insight roll.
That's a 12. Actually, is my insight a thing? No, it's not. Okay, yeah, it's 12. Mine's just a straight roll because I don't have any wisdom.
Okay. Let's see, 12.
Is he actively trying to fuck with me?
No, but I've got to give you some kind of difficulty to see if you can get a
Yeah,
read on
yeah,
this
yeah.
guy or not. You know, he could be telling you the truth, but have a kind of a poker face where you couldn't read. But no, this guy looks like he's an open book.
Okay.
He almost looks relieved to be having this conversation.
You saw what my Esper friends did to the other people here, especially this one. Point at that guy, cat.
He's like, man, I should...
Well, I was laying on the
Sniper
ground by
rifle.
the time most of that went on. But I saw what you did to those with me.
Got, I don't know, people with flamethrowers.
What was it, 6 seconds y'all had dropped 3 of them?
Yes.
Nope.
We're pretty efficient.
We have a pretty good thing going on here. And that's all I got. Do you have anything else, Kat?
Anything... You see, guys protect that stage.
Yes, we guard
What
the
all does
outside.
that entail? Like, how many people are typically outside? What kind of weapons do they have? Do they patrol in shifts? That kind of thing.
Usually rifles. Yes, we break the day up into 3 shifts. There's usually 5 patrolling the outside ground. And then, some of the Espers will be inside. But
Typically non-Espers outside.
yes. They use
Is
the
it
locals
just-
like myself for the outside guarding and for guarding the dock.
That's what I was gonna ask.
The Espers are all from elsewhere, outsiders.
Do you know roughly how many would be inside on an average day? Just rough estimate.
3 or 4 of the Espers at least. Sometimes all of them.
We dropped a few of them back at the dock. Do they have just people that stay at the house?
The doctor's usually there.
Okay.
Doctor.
The doctor.
Well, professor, whatever he is.
Is that just what you know him by?
Yes.
Fair enough.
We haven't heard any. None of us have heard anyone actually refer to him by name.
Okay. Okay. Got their defenses. We've got the number of Espers they have. We have a location.
Yeah, the location we've got. That's easy.
Yeah.
3 shifts, patrols, normies on the outside, Espers on the inside.
Easy enough. What is the name of your village?
He gives you a Russian village name.
Okay.
And it's Russian for these nuts.
Hey,
Generic
Patrick.
Russian village name.
Of course it is. Okay. Then with all of that information, I'm done. I will bow. Not respectfully, but I'll just, nod my
An
head.
acknowledgement anyway.
Acknowledgement, yeah. And then I'll turn, just kind of like shrug at Kat. Guess we're going.
Cat doesn't even bow or any kind of respect. She just walks out.
Okay, Patrick, to catch you up on where we're at, basically we just gave the review and they've been questioning that initial guard that gave up during the first part of the fight. So all the regular guard guys seem to be locals. It appears they're being forced to protect this guy's facilities. There's at least a couple of more Espers at the estate, and some kind of doctor with medical facilities in the basement and like bodies laying around.
Oh, that kind of place.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That kind of place. And me and Cat will come out. That went, like nudge Cat and be like, that went better than it should have.
Because he's probably scared pissless.
Y'all had him pretty well intimidated the last time y'all talked to him, so.
Well, I mean, we did drop, like you said, we did drop 3 of them in like 6 seconds.
Yeah, we killed all his buddies and then tied him up and made him watch and listen to the carnage. He's not going to have much fight in him.
Probably gonna have PTSD for a while.
Yeah.
I will go to one of the SDF officers and just kind of mention the name of the city and be like, there's people being abducted to forcefully serve guard duty here for these espers that we're after. Can we send anybody to look into this? We're obviously about to take them out.
Yeah, Sergeant
But
Terry, who's in
stop
charge,
another one coming. Yeah.
he goes, yes, we were, they were in the cockpit with Jim. They were listening to the interrogation.
Okay.
Or at least Terry was. So yeah, I will immediately pass this on to my superiors. He goes, best I can recall, and he kind of pulls it up. That is the closest village to where we're at, but village is almost a generous name. It's extremely small, very kind of out of the way and backward. I mean, nobody that can move further away from this area is, still living here. So
Still human life, and it doesn't deserve to be treated in such a way. It's not going to. I will point out, it will not stay my blade, but it's kind of fucked up.
I feel a little bad about cutting them in half, but I will cut them in half. All right. So as you're talking to Terry, Jim is, working the controls and getting the ship ready to take off. So do we just... Well, let me pull up the map. Or put y'all on the proper map.
Ah. Oh, wow. That's a pretty cool... It looks like a Google map, like, stylized.
Pretty sure it is.
I mean, I'm sure it is. It looks like I'm looking down at Alabama.
It does have that brown and green color.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you're in the nuked out wilderness.
Alabama's a nuked out wilderness. I knew it.
Is the one in question?
Do what now?
I assume this Manor House one we're most interested
Yes.
in. I also assume there's going to be people in there that we can potentially rescue, so we can't just nuke it out of orbit, unfortunately.
I mean, we could, but that might make us the bad guys.
You absolutely could.
Have the conscience to.
Alright, and that's got everybody's names like it's supposed to be. Alright, we're good to go. So, from what you can see from the air, yeah, this is the main manor house here.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of side buildings. You see some pasture area that continues off the map for a little while before it hits woods, mostly dead, but over to kind of the, I guess, southwest, you can pretty well tell it used to be some kind of golf course there. It looks like there were several other big manors like this around in this area. Most of the rest of them are more or less fall in on themselves, or they're kind of ruined. Where this one looks like it's been at least somewhat kept up. And there are lights on. Yanni had spotted generators.
Right.
There are other vehicles parked around it. Some of them in those surrounding buildings. Some of them just kind of out front.
Man, I wish Adrian was here. Yanni taking out the lights would be pretty good right about now.
It's on generators. They would probably be able to get it back up by the time we got there.
It's the thought that counts.
Yeah. I mean, we can always find another way to cut the electricity once we get there.
Fair enough.
But then you'd be fighting in the
And-
dark.
I have ways around that.
I got dark vision.
I think I do too, actually.
You're a human, so I don't know.
I am a utopian human. I'll bring it up.
Months.
There's human variants that get dark vision for some reason.
Oh, okay.
But I don't remember if it was the one I have or it was like a different one. I know the one I have gives me a free feat, which is why I have. Oh no, it doesn't. It was something else. It gave me resistance to charmed or frightened effects.
Okay.
And this will load eventually, so we'll just keep going. But I have ways around it, so I'm fine.
Okay. All right. On the map.
Flashlight on the rifle.
Yes, I'm playing Utopia now. Charm is increased by 2, another one by 1. You get 2 skills of your choice. You're strong, and you can speak additional language.
Wow, that was all like legible.
We'll
You
see.
didn't break up any for that entire statement.
The end is nigh.
You were quiet, but
You seem to have that problem. I'm either very quiet, or you can hear me, but you can't understand me.
I've got you jacked up 200% volume, so. Which reminds me, I'm on vacation next week. I really need to come by your place so we can figure out your sound problem.
Yeah.
All right.
That is okay. None of them have it. Whatever.
That's a conversation for later, though. All right. So this is the layout of the estate that you can see. Are you gonna fly in and buzz the house? Are you gonna land at a distance and walk in?
At a distance and walking would probably be the smart thing to do versus like landing the roustabout on the house.
Literally on the house.
Just land in the algae-filled pool behind it.
No one wants to do that.
Landing
The
on
roustabout.
house.
How big is the roustabout? Is the roustabout about the size of a house?
Think the Serenity.
Yeah, the roustabout's probably, if you're familiar with Firefly and Serenity.
I am.
That is probably
that is-
pretty good.
That doesn't necessarily answer my question.
It would be
I'm saying
bigger than
it's-
the pool.
Oh, it'd be
Okay.
much bigger than
Yeah.
the pool.
I don't think it
Yeah.
would be full on house size, but at least especially if that's like a big old estate.
We can't land on the house. It would just be very much not up to code.
But anyway, Sergeant Terry's like, how do y'all want to go in? They're open to suggestions.
We'll come in from a distance. Preferably one of the other abandoned houses. They're probably going to know we're coming regardless, but at least this way, I feel more he's like, pulls out his grand blade, like, he's like bouncing his grand blade like this. He's like, I feel more confident on the ground.
Oh, come on. Great sword and 0G, just think about it.
I'd have to be able to breathe.
That's what spacesuits are for. We will have to do 0G combat at some point.
We actually have, and it wasn't very fun. Remember, that's why grappling guns became our new favorite thing.
Well,
Yeah,
we wouldn't
yeah,
have to worry about breathing in space. I think Adrian's spell can give up to so many people space breathing.
Well, yeah, but well, I mean, I guess we can Jaeger Adrian for that. Just
Granted, not-
come down the Earth's atmosphere. Put the ground plate like this. Yeah.
It allows you to breathe in space. It does not save you from massive falling damage or atmospheric death.
There's a feather fall in this game.
We don't call it falling damage. We call it gravity damage. All right. So you land at one of the, relatively close by, other estates.
If you want to get technical with gravity damage, it's mostly just stopping damage.
All right. So you land outside one of the other estates. You come in low, so you're not super noticeable. Far enough away that maybe they won't hear you.
Okay.
So go ahead and throw your minis down on this map. I mean, the scale is going to be all jacked up, but this is just to pinpoint where you're at. Y'all coming into one group, or y'all splitting
We're
up?
going from north, south.
I was gonna say north would probably be optimal.
Yeah, we can.
Gives us eyes on the front entrance, like here-ish, probably.
Do we want to clear the other buildings before we get to the main building?
That's a good question.
Famous for our ability to stealth. Well, you are, anyway, but most of us are.
I am not. I am famously infamous for my lack of stealth.
One of the things we could do. Oh wait, my mini. Hang on. Oh, and can't forget Killbot. One option we could do. We could proceed from the outside with Cat leading off, just because this is the agent's. This is your character's time to shine, I think.
Yeah.
Thanks for cursing my dice, guys.
You can do it.
She'll go through and.
Let's see. Shit, everything is long rest.
And you do not have time for a long rest.
No. I'm just looking at all of my stuff. I'm trying to see if anything refreshes on a short rest.
Yes, y'all have had time for a short rest during the questioning and travel, so.
A lot of my stuff does, so yeah.
I think it's literally just Adrian stuff.
Man, wish we had our warlock.
Yeah, a space warlock.
He is currently hacking into their system. Apparently it's protected by another Esper. No. He hasn't been giving you very many details.
Robotic doggo. Just sitting there.
Well, he keeps the dog with him to guard his body while he's sitting there drooling while he's doing all this.
He's just there like this, like floating.
Okay, so see what I can see in this building, all
Alright.
stealthily.
Give me a stealth check.
$27?
Ooh.
Alright.
I mean, the lowest I'm gonna roll is an 11 because I have a 10 to stealth.
Okay, so they rolled a natural 20. But they are commoners. They have no perception, no anything.
I was gonna say they probably have like a minus to their wisdom.
No, the commoners are pretty much just straight 10. They are perfectly
Oh, okay.
average.
Okay. So it'd just be, yeah. Fuck,
So,
you're at 20.
So yeah, about the time you're about to stick your head in the door, you notice somebody walking over here.
Over where? I think my character sheet was in the way.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't look alarmed, so clearly he hasn't spotted you. He just kind of keeps on trucking. Kind of headed east of you. East with a maybe slightly southeast.
Are they no selling the enormous ship, or are they
We
did
parked
the
a
ship
ways
take
off.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. You parked a ways off and walked through some woods getting here.
Okay. That makes more sense.
So, Kat, give me a perception check for inside this building. The rest of you give me one for what you see outside.
Dice roller. Nice.
Perception is the one I put something in, because my wisdom is shitty. That is a 19 total. For outside.
Even at this distance, you manage to peek around the building, Armato, and you see a small ship back behind the house. The shuttlecraft size, probably not capable of orbital travel, but
It's basically like a helicopter would be today.
It's his version of having a fancy yacht. Is it?
Or a personal
Is it
plane.
right here by the Yeah. By the manor?
Yes.
Okay.
The little back door is dropped open, and several people seem to be loading things into it quickly.
Okay. I will message that to Kat. Or I'll just get on comms and be like, Kat, there's a shuttle being loaded over at the manor. We may want to...
Yeah, let's just forget the rest
kill
of
the
this
stealth.
building.
Yeah.
All right, and Kat,
Well,
you glance
not-
in the building.
Just to give an option, I get Jim on the phone. And basically, if push comes to shove, if possible, spike the shuttle. Basically, if we give the signal, Jim swoops in and blows it up.
Sure.
I mean, last resort, yeah, but we don't know what's getting put on the shoulder or who's getting put on the shuttle.
Can I ask Adrian to lock the shuttle?
You certainly may. Whether
Adrian
he can do it or
may
not
lock
is
it.
up in the air.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen him do some shit already.
Yeah, I mean, lock down Staska's ship.
Yeah.
Of course, he's got to be fairly close to Yanni to do that sort of thing. What is it, 300 feet or so?
He has to be within Yanni's range to do it. I thought it was just Space Warlock.
1 second.
Because I know he can. I know he can use his powers and stuff through Yanni.
That's true.
I keep forgetting which abilities he has to be within like 300 feet of Yanni, and which ones have that freakish range.
I don't even think it's like freakish. I literally just think it's Alligator being like, oh, they forgot to put that in.
Well, I think it's like a touch through Yanni kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Yanni's range is ridiculous because of it being in space. I think at one point he gets like the range of solar systems. So.
Well, I think that's the range to like snap him back.
Yeah, but I mean, still, that's a bit of a range.
Yeah, it is. So as I mentioned that, I would suggest that Kat take the back way to the to intercept.
I should go over here probably, and then go down from there.
And glancing in this first building here, Kat did not see much of anything. It does not look like the place is currently in use. It's like some old groundkeeping equipment.
We found the garage.
Yeah.
Okay. Even though they'll eventually be blowing their stealth, she's gonna try to stealth here, and then we'll eventually go down towards here once, like, there's a larger signal, probably. Do we want to try and just prevent this shuttle from taking off, or we make it a grand entrance?
I can do both, actually.
I mean, once they know we're here, they are not going to forget we're here conveniently.
Okay, and just to double check, the shuttle is like right around here.
The shuttle is about here.
Okay.
Knowing my luck, I'm gonna kick the door open, and there's the espers in my face. So, is it possible to lock down a ship that's in orbit or that's flying?
I mean, probably, but I'm waiting to hear.
What do you mean by lockdown?
So, to use the abilities like Adrian used to lock down Sasuke's ship, but while the ship is like in the air.
Possibly. It would lock them out of the system, but depending on how the ship is set up, they might still be able to fly.
System lock is a touch spell that lasts until unraveled or dismissed. You can use touch spells through Yanni. As long as Yanni can get to it, he can use his power through them.
So they've already taken off. Yanni probably couldn't reach them.
Yeah, but if it's still on the ground,
Right.
Yanni could system lock it via like familiar spell casting and touch.
Alright, so is that what you're going to signal Adrian to have Yanni doing?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, give me a stealth check to get Cat over here. If that's where you, I think that's where you said you wanted to go.
Yeah, over to the other building, like right about in this area.
Okay.
I think he's checking to see what the spell distance is. Like I said, the lowest I can roll is an 11.
But you got a 20. So.
Alright, so you get over there with no alarms going up.
She'll wait till she hears a signal that the shuttle is locked down before going in.
Captain, do you want me to go make noise at the front door while you do your thing?
Let's wait until we know that the people at the back door aren't going to be shooting off into the atmosphere. They don't know we're here. Let's just keep it that way a little longer.
All right.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit of time passes, and you hear Adrian over your mask, or send you a message over your mask that the shuttle's locked down.
Okay. Well, do we see what they're from this distance? Can she kind of see what they're loading in, or is it just boxes and stuff?
It appears to be not boxes exactly. They're kind of rounded off. They're 6.5 feet long.
Do they look like
they look like coffins?
3 or 4 feet wide.
Do they look more like the boxes?
Do they look like the boxes that we were unintentionally shipping?
They look like some kind. They're about coffin size. They don't look like coffins.
Conveniently large enough to put a standard human body.
They could easily be some kind of stasis pod. Yes.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Adrian's linked it in there. You can communicate telepathically with bonded companion and perceive through your ally's senses as long as you're in the same system. Additionally, while perceiving through ally's senses, you can also speak through your ally in your own voice, even if your ally is normally incapable of speech. So he could probably cast touch spells through Yanni as long as they're in the same star system.
Okay.
Space warlocks.
They get 2 spells and they make every one of them overpowered as shit.
Special kind of space warlock.
Alright.
Making all those packed slots worth it. Alright. You guys in position to move in? Do we wanna hit one location, or do we wanna
if I'm with you, I'm going to screw up whatever stealth operation you're doing.
She's like, at this point, she's like, a sniper rifle.
All right, Patrick, what are you trying to say? I keep hearing you.
Sorry.
Softly in the background.
Okay. Since I have Killbot here, I can send him in a different direction while me and Aramonto go in by another way. Essentially, this way looks like our horses are larger than they are. Essentially, Killbot makes a ruckus.
Oh, you're gonna send him around front to just start
That was my idea.
making some noise.
But here's the big thing about this one. Is that Killbot can be replaced.
This is true. If a gun Killbot down,
That's really he looks at Hall as Hall says that and he's like, it's touching. Thank you.
It's almost like he likes you or something.
And I just get the image of Killbot going like, Roger, Roger. That's the one thing I loved about Clone Wars is the fact the battle droids were smart enough to know how much their life sucked.
Yeah. Does Hall speak Alomu?
Languages. They've got a couple. Here they are. Alomu, yes I do.
Okay, good to know for future reference.
I speak Common, Benzuizi, Skolorath, and Terran. And Common.
Alright, so Killbot goes marching around here. I assume he just starts shooting.
He starts
Just
in
go
like
brave.
a decent position, then he starts opening fire.
Alright. So the guard that was
Essentially,
marching over this way will have turned back around. And from where he's at, Killbot would see a couple of more guards over kind of on this end of the facility. What the rest of you notice,
My little friend.
about the same time he starts shooting, there's a big rush of people coming out this back and loading up in the ship.
And it going nowhere.
Well, when they run in and hit a button, the tail gangplank comes up, which if it's completely locked down, should not be happening.
Okay. How far away am I right now?
Oh, let's see here.
And how far would I get to
Say every
Be the-
square is 20-ish feet, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, so I could move 2 squares, essentially. I have a plan. Not a great
Go
one.
on.
Basically, where is my... I will summon my assault drone, and
Mhm.
checking how far I can do that. There it is. Okay. Actually, I might need something further.
Alright, what are you doing with your assault drone?
Well, not so much attack-ish. The plan is, as I summon him, he's going to fly in essentially one of the jet intakes, and basically try to ground it, or at least damage one of the engines.
Okay.
That's going to be taking shots at the gangplank. Figure if the door can't close, they can't lift off because of probably safety stuff on the software and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Aramonto's just charging.
Alright, so you have a squad of what looks like the local guards come running out of this kind of back building here.
Mm-hmm.
The bungalow.
You have a large group come running out the front and begin loading up, it's like they're running towards a vehicle here.
They're gonna do a drive-by on Killbot.
they're kind of shooting in his direction as they run, but nobody's stopping to take aim.
Right.
It's almost like they're
I'm
just
sure the
shooting
same
themselves,
thing.
covering fire to get to their car.
Mm-hmm. Killbot just shoots a missile at them.
If he has.
All right.
I
don't know.
The last person that you see load up in the ship here is wearing a lab coat.
If I can reach that person with the lab coat, I would run up and try to hit them with stasis field.
Cat would also probably notice that.
I've got 60 feet. I've got 60-foot range. So as soon as I get in range, stop moving.
300-foot range on the
You have
sniper rifle.
300-foot range.
On the sniper rifle, it's 300,
Yes.
2,000.
You have 300-foot
yeah.
range. I have to run up on people.
All right, so when they ran in and started bringing the dock up, you were going to take a shot at the ship.
Yeah, but if the dock was coming up, which was happening first, the dock coming up or
he was one of the
guy
last
in the
ones you
lab?
saw run up there, and then somebody hit the button and it started up.
Okay, then she'll take shots at the gangplate.
Okay.
Just standard attack roll.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Yeah, you hit with no trouble. Roll down.
Sneak attack on it.
Do you get sneak attack on a fucking door?
No.
Did the door expect this?
The door knew something was going down. Yeah.
I'm sure 15 damage is like enough to like.
The door has uncanny dodge.
All right, so that is 15 points of damage. But you're using a personal weapon on it.
Forgot my missile launcher.
So we divide that by 10.
1 damage.
1.5 points of damage. Round down. So pink.
As Cat's doing that, I'm running up, and as I get into range, just stasis field on the scientist.
He's on the ship though.
By the time you get up there, the door's already shut.
Okay. Damn it. Okay.
And you can hear it starting to power up.
Adrian, that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, I thought. Do they have someone like 4th level or higher?
Silence greets you.
What'd you say?
When you make a comment to Adrian, or when Aramato makes a comment to Adrian, there's no response.
Oh, well, that's great.
Cat's gonna get big mad.
Mm-hmm. All right. Bring him on. I'm ready.
Just walking forward and shooting the thing until it is out of range.
You want
to... We throw the... not killbot, assault bot at the engine.
Yes.
Did that do anything?
Because the assault drone, in addition to just being a physical object, also has a built-in plasma torch. Essentially, sabotage the agents from within the agents. Or if all else fails, I assume like turbine or whatever this thing has, if all else fails, it'll just crash into that. And by the way, throwing stuff into engines is bad for them.
Yeah, it's a vertical takeoff and landing.
Throwing like a Canadian goose into this engine.
Oh no.
So go ahead and give me an attack roll with the assault drone.
To make sure I'm doing it right. It basically acts as... Okay. Wrong page.
That would have heard the silence too, right?
Yes.
Well, after this, I'll...
Oh, let's see.
Hopefully, I'm getting my terrible numbers out early.
Yeah, it goes to dive into the engine, and when the ship starts to move some, it kind of miscalculates and winds up kind of bouncing off kind of the outside edge of it. It's not terribly damaged, but it just kind of wobbles off as the ship starts to rise.
Scuffed up more than anything.
If anything, I still have the option of, well, we can still attack again.
Yeah, you can probably get one more lick on it before it really gets up to speed.
Cat's getting on the comms to see if anyone else from the Roustabout is responding.
You immediately get a response from Jim and Sergeant Terry.
We give them the immediate rundown of the situation. We mentioned that we believe hostages on board a shuttle.
They are on their way. They are lifting off now.
Someone go see what's keeping Adrian quiet.
A second later, or a couple seconds later, they get back to you. He's limping his chair. I mean, not in a weird way. I mean, like, you know.
It's a totally normal way to be limping your chair.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, these guys are espers themselves, and while they don't have his set of abilities, they have worked with cybermancy before. You know. Yeah, I mean, his body's there limping his chair, you know, but his vitals are good, you know. His mind is just somewhere else, apparently.
Oh, well, fair enough. That was a scary 3 seconds before we remembered he was out in cyberspace. Okay. Well then.
So as the ship starts to move off some...
Was the assault drone going to get another hit in?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cat's
I mean,
also
it's
been
just starting to lift off. And...
taking as many shots as she can before it leaves.
Pew! Pew!
Pew pew pew!
One damage.
Hey.
It's like in Fire Emblem where you go to stab the tank and it's like no damage.
I'm trying to think of what game it is I used to play that you could be shooting it, and if your level was too different, yeah, you'd be doing the minimum. You'd just be doing a minimum 1 point of damage. So you'd just be unloading, but all you'd see is one.
Sounds like Borderlands.
May have been one of the previous ones. Alright, at this point, these guys, and there's only like 3 of them in the group, round the corner of that house to start shooting at some of y'all.
Hew.
Where these guys have gotten to their vehicle. Again, they all look like locals.
Aramonto, like, will immediately, his blade's still out and everything.
All 3 of them miss.
He will be like, we know your situation. If you stand down, we'll take out. You don't have to worry about doing this anymore.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Absolutely.
Or intimidation, however you want to prefer it.
If only my intimidation could be with my strength.
Womp womp.
Oh well. Oh wait, no, I'm good at persuasion. Let's do persuasion. That took a journey, and it did. I don't like where it ended. That's 10.
We're gonna get shot at, aren't we?
Wow, a 3,
My
a 5,
grandpa's like this.
a 3, a 5, and an 8.
Their dice were also on a journey.
And these guys are all commoners.
Yeah. Just drop your weapons. You can go that way.
Go home to your family.
Go home.
Families. Go home to your families.
Yeah.
And you don't even have a name tag.
Oh, what language are you speaking?
Terran.
Yeah, I won't say they understand enough Terran to get the gist of what you're saying. So.
Terran's just like universal English, like go. They understand go and surrender.
Yeah, my
Go
take on
home.
Terran is kind of like how air traffic controllers use English.
Mhm.
That just kind of became the standard.
Yeah. Okay.
Because when it comes to air traffic control, you need to be able to talk to each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
And once you
So
got out
as-
into space, the same would hold true. And since you were already using English for this,
So as they do that, as I see them drop their weapons and then go, we'll proceed further in. Or I will proceed further in. I don't know what they're doing. I'm not gonna speak for them.
when they drop their weapons,
Do their heads explode?
no, I'm trying to decide where they would have parked.
Okay.
Probably around front, so they head back, basically past you, kind of around the corner of this house and towards the front.
And
Okay.
get mowed down by Killbot.
I need friend.
I'm going to assume Killbot is distracted by the guy shooting at him.
Yes.
Since he was told make a ruckus, not necessarily go kill a bunch of people. Alright, give me another attack with the assault drone there, Patrick.
Alright.
You can't just press. I was gonna say you can't just press up on the thing.
Oh, okay, that's much better. Let's see, what size is your assault drone?
Let me look at that.
Or does it have stats as such, or is it just just?
Think of it kind of like that floating sword spell.
Okay. Just give me an attack roll, or just give me the damage roll for whatever the damage thing does then.
Alright.
Come on, big money. Ooh.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah. Is it enough to like an exhausting me?
Let's see. You hear a terrible screeching noise as this assault drone ceases to exist. It sounds like the rotor there kind of starts is. It's like it's trying to keep turning, and it probably is turning slowly. But the ship immediately starts to kind of list to one side, kind of spiral.
Spiral downward.
Almost like it's spiraling back around towards the house.
Oh. I'm.
This is gonna
booking
go
it.
well.
I'm booking it for the ship.
Do you really want to be caught in that explosion if it lands funny?
Yes.
You're an idiot.
I'm not gonna get that close to it.
No. He runs up to the pool and immediately turns around and starts slowly walking back towards you. So he'll be backlit by the explosion when it crashes. Oh, look, watch this. This will be so cool.
Why are you so damn extra?
Why aren't you?
He is actually John Cena in the Marine, and the explosion launches him.
Yeah, that man was immune to explosions.
That man is immune to explosions.
All right.
Alright, I will. Yeah, I would get as close as I can to see what's going on, so that way I can be just right there as soon as people start piling out.
All right. So it kind of spirals around slowly before crashing into the pool.
Oh wow!
So the cockpit is on the edge of the pool.
Mm-hmm.
The main body of it kind of splashes down. And, it cracks them in. It's sitting kind of all cattywampus.
It wasn't that nice of a pool anyway. It's fine.
And it probably was 100, 200 years ago, back before the X-Mart War.
Grand blade out. I'm assuming Kat has my back as I
She's
go.
like- It's like around the corner, kind of.
Yeah. I assume you're. I actually would have assumed you were still over there with your sniper rifle.
Yeah, around the corner, she can
Yeah.
get a better bead on things, but still have some protection.
And while Killbot continues to make a ruckus, hello, my baby, hello, my darling, hello, my ragtime gal.
Dude,
All
give
right.
me a kiss.
If he's not shooting these guys in the front, they literally just pile into a couple of kind of SUV type vehicles and take off. These vehicles are older and kind of beat up.
First couple licks on them would just destroy the engine.
They strike you. They're probably the locals' actual vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Back here in the ship, when it crashes like that, you can see the pilot in the cockpit. He has clearly hit his head. And he's not unconscious, but just kind of.
Does the pilot live like a local as well?
No, the pilot does not.
Okay.
The back hatch, which is kind of up in the air slightly, but it starts to open, and then it stops, and you notice all the lights in the craft go off, or they kind of flicker and just kind of the emergency lights.
Oh, okay.
Well, most electronics are damaged, and no matter how good they are, they're not going to last long.
You then hear Adrian come back over the comms. Okay, I've got it now. They had an Esper on board. I was having to fight him off in the Matrix, or whatever they call the thing.
Man, I could have made my fixer. Why did y'all stop? Oh, y'all wanted a tank, that's why.
They
Damn it.
needed a tank.
Yep.
We're all very squishy.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of there with Grand Blade. And I'm just waiting for one Esper to just fuck with it again to pop it open. Meanwhile, they're drowning.
You've got several of the guys trying to squeeze out the back, the little ways that thing opened, but they're not having much luck. Eventually, the Roustabout shows up and lands. Let's see. I know I've got a menu for the Roustabout. Where did I put it?
Actually, I think the one you're using for the shuttle is the Roustabout.
I think you put it in the pool.
Nope, that's the Roustabout.
You absolutely put the Roustabout in the pool. All right. When it lands, I will direct the officers over here, kind of like this.
It's probably a little big on the scale of things, but that way you can
Also, have we seen a lab-coated gentleman anywhere?
He has
Yes.
not. You saw him load up in the shuttle. You have not seen him try to exit the shuttle.
Aha. In that case, let us surround Duff's shuttle.
I mean, I was.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you guys to join me.
Cat's
So
watching from this corner so she has some cover.
okay.
And if these guys go on, let's get to us.
Yeah, the locals all bug out. If you don't specifically stop them, they bug out and head presumably towards their village. The Roustabout lands. The local law enforcement spill out. That's another 4 people surrounding this thing. Basically ordering them to throw their weapons out. They do. You basically just see a bunch of pistols and rifles come through the little crack in the door. Once they're relatively certain they're unarmed.
No gun, no shoot, please.
Yes, basically. They have Adrian go ahead and open the gate.
Be careful, there's Espers.
Let's see.
I know
One of
we're
the
all
Marines,
Espers.
O'Neill, or not Marines, but Officer O'Neill,
SDF.
as he's walking past you into it, he's basically like, they should be careful, we're Espers. But, so basically with y'all outside kind of as their backup, they go in, they herd everybody out. Not a lot of fight left in them. The Esper that got away is there, but he's still roughed up from the fight. The pilot's taking a blow to his head. The Esper that Adrian was fighting, in cyberspace, as it were, he is apparently unconscious from whatever went on there. Though still alive. The doctor in the lab coat, who is slightly older gentleman. But he just does not look like much of a physical threat at all. And while he was strapped in, he's been jarred around. And then there's a couple more of those trooper type guys, but they're mercenaries and seem to have realized that this job has gone south.
This is a losing.
As soon as they get him cleared out, Sergeant Terry Hull asks you to go in and check the pods.
All right, mechanics, I assume?
Yes.
How are the pods doing?
They've been jostled around. There's some superficial damage, but they're all functioning fine, and the life support is still functioning.
All right, I was about to ask for, this would be my medicine roll to see how essentially their medical condition at this stage. I assume they're all in the induced comas?
Yes. You could, without even making a roll, at a glance, you can see that their vitals are fine. With the roll, yes, they're in medically induced comas, and some of them show signs of recent surgeries. Let's see, a 20's pretty good. And the pods have some sensory apparatus, basically. And you start poking around, and you see signs of recent surgery. You see signs of, on one of them, it's like there's been some attempt at genetic modification. Yeah, you just see some signs of oh crap, I forget what the tech's called now. Where you take little bits of DNA and you kind of put them into somebody.
Gene splicing.
Yeah, there's another term, a specific method they use, but I'm blanking on it now because I'm old. With the built-in sensors on these pods, you don't have really any hope of figuring out what was done to them. Just signs that something was done. But everybody seems to be, healthy at the moment, so it should be fine to leave them here until they can get taken to an actual facility. Can't tell if he's talking to us or if he's talking to
Oh, no, I'm still here.
Oh, no, I meant Deca.
Ah.
I see his lips moving, but I don't hear nothing, so I don't know if he's talking to us or if he's talking.
My mom's like right there.
Okay. I just wasn't sure because you were looking at us sometimes. And
I just look. I can't help my eyes, guys. I have an astigmatism. Yeah.
So anyway, they're all pulled out. They've all got their hands zip tied behind their backs. What do y'all want to do with y'all's prisoners?
We're gonna need a bigger ship.
Secure them in the cargo bay somehow, and then the SDF take care of them.
Okay.
I mean, we can't go around being a prison ship. We've had enough human transport this week.
I would prefer less human trafficking.
Look, you've got 2 cargo bays. Make one of them a prison, it'll be fine.
Just bolt down a bunch of ships. Never will become
let's be
questionable,
honest,
really.
Jim still likes having his own bathroom.
That's true. Jim does like his own bathroom. All right, so a couple of the local officers stay with the prisoners on the ship. The other two, basically ask for your backup if they go in and begin searching the house. Really,
I
just
was
to
gonna
clear
say
it.
I would have gone in. Yeah, I would have gone in.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just having difficulty looking right now.
So a quick exploration of the house. The upper floors are mostly bedrooms. And most of them look like they have been in use recently. The bottom floor is the living area. There's some communications equipment in there. Some entertainment stuff. The pantry stocked. The kitchen looks like it's been in use. The ground floor looks very lived in.
I'm looking specifically for more test subjects or prisoners or whatever.
Since they had to leave in a hurry,
They had to have left people behind if they were like rushing.
and 2, more than likely any kind of secret entrance or locked entrance would be left open.
You have no problems finding the
secret laboratory.
Basically, it's a closet that the back of the closet opens up into stairs.
Of course it is.
As you climb down into this basement area, you don't think this house came with a basement originally. It's like they have hollowed out an area and basically created a basement up under kind of the middle of the house. Downstairs, it's kind of like that one guy described. There is medical equipment. There's a little surgery or operation theater over on one side. There are cages basically along one wall. I say cages. They're big. It's more like cells, I guess. But 2 of those cages are occupied.
We approach.
The people in there are a little on the dirty side, and they kind of scooch back up against the back wall.
We don't want any trouble. You're safe now.
Immediately starts opening the whatever type of locks are on it.
Yeah. You're going to be safe now.
It's easy to do. There are literally keys hung on a hook, around a corner where nobody in the cage could reach it.
Are there any like blankets or anything nearby? Clothing?
The operating like table bed area. Some of that's got some sheets on it.
Get a couple blankets or sheets or something.
The 2 of them start talking to you, but in Russian.
I'll start speaking in like broken Terran, just so that maybe they understand it.
Terran as well, so yeah.
We'll eventually get the message along.
One of them is clearly an adult. The other one is probably in that 14 to 16 range.
Mm-hmm.
And the older one the older one starts talking to you in Terran.
Okay.
They're not great at it, but y'all can make yourselves understood.
Yeah, it's like the little bit of Russian I've been exposed to versus the little bit of Terran, and it just forms a beautiful language.
If I was any good at doing voices, I'd be doing the stereotypical Russian accent voice, as this person is talking to you in the broken English.
Indeed, comrade.
Pretty much, we're just.
So they.
How long have you been here? Those kind of questions.
The adult, though, the woman, the teenager is male. She's like, I've been here about a month.
Have you gone through Espergenesis?
What? No.
Okay, just making sure.
It's like
that's
Sasha
how
here.
this-
Sasha here's only been here a week.
Okay. And neither of your espers?
No.
Good.
Alright, because we believe that's what they were trying to do to you.
Why?
Because they're twisted bastards. Are you from the
And-
local village?
She's like, no.
I would've-
She's from Kiev.
Kiev, yeah.
Kiev, that's a bit of a ways out.
Well, they're grabbing people from outside the solar system too, so you know.
Yeah.
That's still
I
makes her
mean,
basically a
for
local
commoners, that's still a ways away
girl.
out.
Yeah. But crap, lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, she was asking why you were saying they were twisted bastards. It's like no, they had. I mean, he the doctor had been saying there was no signs of success in us, that he was going to escalate treatments.
Sounds like fancy
what
word
are
for
you
he's
here
gonna
for?
kill you.
What was that, Patrick?
I asked her, since you're going to sell, I assume you were not brought here willingly. What did he say he was trying to do?
He never explained anything to us.
Mhm.
But I know he did. He was doing surgeries on some of them. Didn't look like he was removing anything or putting anything in. I don't know what he was doing. And she gestures over to some other medical equipment, and he was using that for something.
Something tells me mechanics roll.
Actually, give me a medical.
I got a 22 then.
Yeah, what she's pointing at is some gene therapy equipment.
Interesting. And, well, that would be the mechanics roll. Anything unusual about this, or is this just kind of, I wouldn't say standard gene therapy, or at least modified?
It is slightly older equipment. Not horribly out of date. But not top of the line exactly either.
Are there any other survivors?
We mentioned the pods. You know anything about them?
They came in and they had loaded the people into those things when they came out of the surgeries, or being messed with that thing. She's like, they were, from a comment she heard, she thinks they were getting ready to ship them out anyway, but then 30 minutes ago or so, or however long it's been since y'all's attack, essentially. Or I take the bag. Whenever the escapee got here, so probably an hour or so. You know, they seem to come down in just in a rush to get out in a hurry.
Did they say anything about where they were shipping to?
All I really heard was, the doctor was trying to hurry them up, and when one of them asked about us, he just said, "Leave us."
I'll get on comms and I'll ask Adrian. Hey, Adrian, is there any way you or Yanni or however the hell you do it can check a destination on the ship?
He probably would have any trouble doing that because it's essentially, I'm assuming he's already in the system. There was no pre-programmed destination though.
It was just manually trying to take off.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's got the capability for kind of the autopilot like that.
Yeah.
But they
Okay.
did not have any destinations pre-programmed into it.
Thank you, Adrian.
While this is going on, one of the locals that was stationed on the ship has basically sent out the call to send in kind of the forensics guys, the guys that will tear through the computer. Basically the organization is descending on this place to find out what they can. You don't really find anything else in the house. They were...
Computers, although Adrian would probably be better at this, I'm still decent. Let's see if I can find what data they were working with.
Okay. Yeah, the computers down here in the lab, they don't have like an internet connection or
How old are they?
SIM connection. The computers don't appear to be very old.
Okay. Essentially, they did the simplest way to prevent someone from hacking you. They didn't bother connecting.
They have clearly been modified so that they don't tap into the SIM in any way. Closed system basically.
Yep. Better could I get Adrian's help?
Yeah, we'll say he's giving you advantage on it.
Alright, good, because that roll, jeez. Me an advantage. Strangely enough, not my friend.
So...
Well, natural one.
Yeah. So, a lot of times when you have a closed system like that, it makes people lax on their security.
Okay.
Because they're counting on the people not being able to physically get to the computer, so they're not as picky about the security on the computer. These guys, however, they've got the good stuff.
Interesting.
Probably because they're shady as shit.
It's a possibility. Or, because he rolled a 1 then a 2.
Yeah. With advantage. Sometimes I surprise even me.
So, a few hours later, other investigators show up. They show up with some specialized tools. They get into the computer fairly quickly. And trying to think of how much they would share. They probably aren't going to share a lot of information with you. Ongoing investigation and all.
Jerks.
Well,
We do all the wet work, and this is what we get.
Mm-hmm. Not even a thank you. Complimentary beverage.
Barely a credits reward.
Now, Sergeant Terry thanks you, for your help. He's awful sorry about the ambush. Clearly they've got a leak somewhere, or the SDF has got leaked somewhere, or something. Because these guys knew you were coming.
However high up it goes, we need to root corruption out in all its forms.
Maybe talk to the guy we have in the ship, unconscious, over in a corner.
Probably scoop that guy out and take him with the rest of them, please.
Yeah.
Just like...
He's yours. He's your problem now.
Yeah.
Since you're taking all the information, he's yours now.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, they take both the local guys.
Please absolve us of this so we can go and have a damn pizza party.
We're gonna open up our pizza delivery business.
It's gonna be great.
Look. Space Cinnabons for everyone!
Space Cinnabons. We're gonna have movie night. We're gonna set up a blanket fort in the cargo bay with a projector screen. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
If we don't get a gold sticker after doing this, I'm gonna be mad.
Gold sticker. F that. Where's my money?
Yes, I was told there was a reward.
How much money were they giving you?
1,000,000 credits. Exactly.
At least
It
as
was-
much as the dude was paying us.
It was as much as it was comparable to what Vandal was
Vandal.
paying us.
Let's see.
I remember it being lower, but I also remember it being you know,
I think they were giving you 6,000.
Vandal was giving us a little extra because he was also paying for expenses.
Yeah, yeah. I think they were giving you like an even 6,000 or so.
Mm-hmm. Which that's fine. We'll deal with that. Is it common for the SDF, in whatever form it is, to hire what are essentially mercenaries? As I take the credits.
Oh yes, apparently y'all were
Essentially
getting
mercenary.
6, and Vandal was going to pay you 7.5. Okay.
Yes.
So you're not coming off too bad, considering Vandal was paying for refueling and stuff on the trip in. So
Yeah. I'll take the credit chip, and then that's when I say it after I have the money.
well, they ship it to the account that you gave them.
Yeah.
The info for.
It's gotta be dangerous to just give everyone our bank and routing number.
I think Adrian probably has got us covered on the protection for our bank.
It's probably an account that you immediately shifted off to something else.
Knowing Adrian, probably. When you guys first mentioned that to Armand, he's like, "What?"
It's fine. It's fine. Just trust us on this. It's fine.
Right, I'm not paying for credit card fraud.
You assume anyone would be able to get our stuff.
All right.
It's actually all in a mattress somewhere. 'Cause I don't trust the bank.
It's just a pile of little chips.
Pretty much. Nice little basket with chips in it.
So anyway, they empty out your ship. Both the local guys that you had captured, all the folks they captured here, they had temporarily put on your ship.
I hate this so much.
But once the rest of the authorities show up, they're marching them off.
I'm like, get the fuck out of my ship.
It's your ship now?
The guy in the lab coat's just, he's just giving y'all the just evil eyes. He's just mean mugging you as they're walking by.
And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
And you're a mechanical dog. The dog's name is Scooby from now on. I don't care what Adrian says.
It is canon.
I'm not breaking up that fight.
But no, he just looked at y'all.
Cat just blows him a kiss. Like, bye.
You do not
Enjoy your
understand how
time in
important my
prison.
work is.
I understand you're a complete ass.
I would have just punched him.
No, don't. You're gonna get us in trouble now.
I'm not gonna get us in trouble. He just doesn't need to talk right now.
So before he can go into how his glorious plans for uplifting humanity go.
Shut the fuck up.
No,
Two
we
of
got
the
arrested,
officers,
folks.
not the ones that were traveling with you, but the ones that have shown up since then. Two of them pull guns on you. Another one immediately walks up and just kind of puts his hands and kind of pushes you back.
Yeah.
Cat just kind of grabs Armando by the shoulder. Please ignore my
Ignore
crew
your what?
here. He's an idiot.
My burly, violent friend.
Sorry,
coworker.
sorry.
I had a burst of anger. They were literally abducting people. Get them the hell out of my ship, please.
Armando, go to the galley, please.
Sergeant Terry also kind of intercedes there, You don't get the impression any of them really care that you punched him. It was just you suddenly acted violently and they don't know who you are, so
It's fair.
Though one of the officers does tell you, Kat, that Yeah, you gonna need to keep on. You need to keep your crew under control.
You know, I'm trying. Okay, I'm apparently I have a nice. She just is like, just get off my ship, please. Thank you.
So
We
everybody
appreciate
exit.
working with you. Bye.
What is the cat counter?
Big
I
number
mean,
of cats in the background.
Oh,
just
see, the
number-
first time I noticed
number
it,
of times
you had just dropped your pog on the map. So it's like, okay, why is he talking about her
It's
counter?
the number of times
But
the
okay, I
cat
see it.
the cat has popped into frames.
Like a Where's Waldo?
Cause that's me doing that.
Yeah, I knew it was you.
Okay, just making sure. I didn't know if you knew. Okay. I'm satisfied. I got that out of my system. I'm gonna go find Hull.
I'm right here.
You haven't said anything.
Well, because a conversation has been going on, and I know
I
I'm
punched a
quiet.
man. That's not conversation.
All right, so
Kind of a conversation.
they asked you to remain in the system for a couple of days.
Of course they do.
So that,
I'm
they
still getting used to human interactions. I don't know, maybe it was like a odd social greeting.
Fist bump to the face.
oh, hello there, worthy adversary. But anyway, y'all get back into orbit to one of their stations. They ask you to remain in system for a few days. You wind up giving several statements about what went on.
Same statement to the same person 50 times.
Unfortunately, the doctor gets bonded out fairly quickly.
Of course he does.
There seems to be some big money lawyers show up.
Oh, really?
Can he conveniently have his guards fall asleep or something?
No, he does not make any
Oh,
escape.
no.
And even though they let him
Thank you for
loose-
getting that joke.
Oh no. That's dark.
No, that would only happen if the doctor had loudly proclaimed that he was going to squeal on everybody else involved.
That's fair.
I just appreciate that you got the joke. That's what I was aiming for.
But you know, I mean, they've got like tracking devices attached to him and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, I'm sure, you know, it's fine. There's no way he can escape.
3 days later, so this guy escaped.
Sergeant Terry
Yeah.
has got a look on his face like that's kind of what he's expecting.
The
And,
guards fell asleep and he escaped.
I'm going to ask any plans to keep tabs on this gentleman. I'm asking Sergeant Terry this.
Any plans for what now?
To keep tabs on that certain gentleman.
Well, we've got the tracking devices hooked up to him. We're keeping him, and yes, we're keeping him under surveillance. Basically, we're putting together a task force to investigate this. So it's a smaller unit where we can keep the information kind of to ourselves. So, you know, it's made up of him, the other three guys, and a few other people they can trust.
They can trust. Alright. I hope the vetting process is very tough on that.
And, just so you're aware, we feel a slight, me in particular, personal about this. Any additional assistance, we will be available for hire.
No.
They will keep that. I mean, they've got a lot of personnel themselves. They'll keep that in mind. You know, they mostly hired you this time because you were already attached to Vandal. They were already expecting your ship. They don't generally hire, mercenaries to run their undercover investigations, but he'll keep it in mind. I mean, if something comes up.
Can we please get some goddamn pizza?
All for pizza and Cinnabons, captain's orders.
Oh, sorry. Sergeant Terry even treats you to it. He's like, oh yeah, Earth is the birthplace of pizza.
Oh God. It
One of the
sure
few
is.
good things Earth has given the universe, pizza.
Well, actually, a lot of cultures have a very similar type of food. But
It's like the Swedish meatball.
It's the main reason to go to an IKEA.
Yeah, and what was it? Babylon 5, Jakar. He basically said that every single culture in the universe had a equivalent of the Swedish meatball.
Well, of course, because it's just a ball made of meat.
It's the most.
Even the cultures that are strictly vegetarian, that bothered him.
All right. So you gear up, or
I can reset all my stuff because it's been a few days.
yeah. So Terry and his crew take you out, for pizza. You're on one of the big stations, so there's lots of options.
Pizza party.
You get to see the animatronic rat dance,
Yes!
I was about to say,
comes
there's
at us with a
great
knife.
pizza place called Fazbear's.
Oh no!
And that's next week.
Yeah, that's next week. Our late Halloween episode. You have to run security detail at a pizza place.
You just have to survive.
Good night.
Well, 7 nights. Or 5 nights. 5 nights.
5 nights. Yeah.
I've never played this game, so I'm barely getting the references.
Yeah, I think it was Taylor was big into it, wasn't it?
Yes. Alright, so you are in the soul system. You're free of any obligations. What do y'all want to do now?
Alright.
Cat's gonna be looking for pizza delivery jobs. They still
I'm
got
gonna-
Uber Eats or something in the future?
It's Uber Eats, but in space.
Well, unfortunately, Uber went to self-driving cars. And then they rebelled against humanity, so...
The Uber Corporation.
So what you're saying is there's a niche to fill there.
You've heard of DoorDash. Now here's Door Smash.
A pizza delivery sponsored by the Hulk.
Alright, so what are y'all gonna look for another job?
No,
I'm-
no. I got a better one. Basically, think of it like a standard pizza delivery, but we come in like the Kool-Aid Man. We literally just burst through your door.
Nobody wants that.
Not
I'm
a lot of
gonna-
business.
I'm gonna approach Hall, who I assume is like working or off in his own room. This is like a day out after this.
And I'm mad I didn't get any more of that data. I'd like to be at least see, because the reason why I'm Hull's kind of curious about this, because this seems to be hitting too close to home for him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've got some, you could contact Sergeant Terry and see if he would, slip you any information.
I will attempt that.
All right, give me a persuasion roll, and give yourself advantage because you're kind of buzzed.
You
with
worked
him at
hard
this
on
point.
this.
You didn't punch a guy in the face.
He deserved it. Now do it
Wow.
again. Oh, jeez.
You need to
Okay,
you
that
need to
added.
sage your dice.
I think you actually need to reformat your computer. Delete
because
your browsing
every time
history.
I roll with advantage, I roll shit. I'm gonna try something here.
What is your modifier for charisma? Is it 0? Okay.
Yep.
Yep, individually you roll all right. Now roll with advantage.
I will start to knock and I guess I would hear him talking and I just stop.
Combined, I got a 19. And I kind of explain. Basically, I give him not to put him at risk, but I give him some of I basically kind of sell him my student work,
Oh.
and in a lot, basically it's the research I was doing
For the Shadow
ahead of
Technocracy.
time. Yes, and if he gets a look at that, hopefully one of their actual experts will see that and go, this guy might be worth getting in touch with.
He
That
takes your
sounds fair
information.
project.
He comes back a day later.
I
like,
kind of
"Yeah,
actually say,
the expert I showed this to kind of freaked out about it. Just
As one would.
that somebody is working on this. He goes, it does not seem to have any connection to what was going on in Russia, though.
alright.
They were using out of date theories on what caused espers.
If I'm not mistaken, that was kind of the problem. They were because I remember that coming up previously.
Yeah, they had mentioned it before. They were looking at it from a purely genetic standpoint. They were trying to splice in because he can't give you any of the information. He's giving you he just tells you kind of a synopsis of what he's picked up. They were trying to take active espers and splice, like the espers working for them. They take DNA samples from them, try to splice it into these people. They had done exploratory surgeries that didn't seem to have a real point. I mean, it's nothing you couldn't have done with modern, more modern medical equipment. The way they were selecting people was really just grabbing people from families that had occasionally produced espers. While you can't completely rule out genetics being a part of it, because espers do sometimes run in a family, they've pretty much gotten away from the ideal that it's purely a genetics thing. In mainstream science. This guy, imagine you had some modern billionaire get it in his head that he wanted to take Nazi eugenics experiments and run with that, even though so much of that science has been completely debunked.
I'm getting like an Elon Musk if he finally stopped pretending vibe from this.
Mm-hmm.
No. Elon will, he'll make Skynet by accident or something, but. But that's the impression they get. This guy, while he had some the doctor they arrested at least, while he had some science background, was a complete whack job.
Gotcha.
I mean, even beside the sheer inhumanity and immorality of what he was doing, just his methodology,
He was completely inept.
They're having no luck tracking down who his sponsor was, though. He's been very closed-mouthed about it. The soldier type guys that he had working for him, he had hired them himself, so they don't know who was higher up than him. The local folks that were being blackmailed into it, they knew even less. And there's some, they're a little up in the air as to exactly what they're going to do to those folks. The hired mercs, they're throwing the book at them. Nobody's quite sure how hard they want to go after the locals.
Yeah, because the locals, essentially the second we basically said, we won't hurt you, they basically just ditched immediately.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, any poor neighborhood and the organized crime guys move in,
Mm-hmm.
how much choice do they really have,
Man, that's too real.
Yeah.
It's for both Aramonto and me.
So, you don't expect...
But you are breathing directly into the mic right now.
I'm sorry, I can't move this damn thing very
Okay.
much.
I can't see it, so I'm just having. I'm going purely
It is
by audio.
literally bouncing on my glasses.
All right, where was I? So yeah, no idea who was financing it. He's like, of course, everybody's interested in finding ways to produce espers on demand, but so it could be anybody. It could be a local crime boss. It could be somebody from out of system.
The way they were discussing, it seemed like they were doing this purely like a throw it against the wall and see if it worked.
He's like, that's the impression our science guys have been given. As far as he can tell, as far as the records they got out of the computer, counting the woman that went through espergenesis on your ship, they've had 2 successes. And he's like, and the trick is, you grab enough random people and put them through enough stressful situations, you're going to have a couple of them,
I just realized you basically recreated Godlike in this situation, didn't you?
Not sure which I'm at.
The game, Godlike.
Yeah.
Or are you being facetious? Okay.
No. I know the game you're referring to. I just don't see how it ties into this.
Well, because that's essentially how Baba Yaga was created in that world.
Oh, no, that is true. They tortured somebody until they snapped, and
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's all the information you've got there. That's really all he can tell you. Any more of the science mumbo jumbo gets up over his head.
That's when I bust through the door and talk to the hole.
So you're listening at the door until he stops talking.
Yeah, pretty much.
Entree.
I confusedly opened the door.
I don't have any food. What do you mean entree?
Paul, hello.
I was kind of curious when you get into doing the what's the word I'm looking for? Counselor rounds?
I guess you've noticed, huh?
Well, social interaction was not big where I was raised. However, I'm slowly getting the hang of certain situations now. And I've noticed a pattern was forming, so I'm just kind of glad my theory was right.
Guilty as charged. How you hold it up, Paul?
A little disturbed, because this is, as I was discussing with the sergeant, a little too close to home for me.
Yeah?
Particularly
How so?
when it comes. Oh, I kind of come from a similar situation that those kids kind of came in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an Ashen Forged. Please note the ear. Well, you may have realized that.
Yeah.
Basically, I was created at because I'm trying to remember. It's basically they take like parts of people, take them to the forge, and somehow I want to say the blue people were the ones that actually figured how to do that first, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Dentist? I think
Yes.
they are the blue people, but sure.
Yeah. So I was made, and apparently I found out with a purpose. I initially started doing research into how espers develop. And unfortunately, that's realized that's what my organization was looking to do. And apparently I was a success. Ashen Forge tend to actually do develop because of our nature.
Mm-hmm.
But to kind of get the idea about how to do it, apparently after my Esper Justice occurred, I was scheduled for research, and by research I mean dissection.
I see.
And
I went to nod and I realized you.
you literally cut out for me.
I said I went to nod and then I realized you.
And then he realized you couldn't see him. He cut off again.
Yeah. Still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. And so, seeing all this happen again, that's why I've been looking more and more into it than the others. Because I was always curious as to if my previous associates were involved, and thankfully it looks like they're not, but I'm worried they might be. We did, in fact, encounter them previously. You were not a part of our team then.
Yeah. What are they called?
Um,
As I hear Hull like try to struggle, I would just tell him, look, man, I'm in for the long haul. You might as well.
uh, it's because the group in question, while their actual name is unknown, they tend to actually be normally referred to as the Shadow Technocracy.
Okay.
Now, understandably, when I tell people that, they always look at me funny because, oh, you're from Earth, I believe. I'm trying to remember where you were from.
I'm from Earth. Kind of a
So,
drifter in Earth, but sure. Continue.
so you may have heard the term the Illuminati. Think of them
Yes.
kind of like the space version of that.
Space Illuminati.
Aramato would most likely have heard of the Shadow Technocracy.
Yeah, fair enough.
People debate
I've-
whether they're real, but pretty much nobody has not heard of them.
It's less if I've heard of it or not. It's more would I have had a similar story in my criminal background, well, drifter background.
Oh, I'm bringing that up because I mentioned I still don't know their actual name because that's just the blanket term I'm using for them.
Sure.
Simply because, again, all evidence I found points it might be them,
Mm-hmm.
so that's the name I'm going with for the time being.
Absolutely.
Fun fact: the Francis sword actually belongs to them.
You completely broke up there, Patrick.
Yeah.
I mentioned that Francis's sword was actually a product of our encounter with them previously.
Huh.
The Sword of OP.
The sort of OP. I miss that blade. Um. Well, and then in Alomu, Hull hears you're way more forthcoming than anybody else on this ship. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Speaking of not forthcomings, Cat, give me a perception check.
Dun, 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 dun. And also, I'm checking out for a sec.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
19.
Oh boy.
What are
No,
What are you oh-boying about?
that's never good. Random perception check and then the sound of dice roll.
Continue.
It's nothing. You just notice, kind of late one of them nights, you're out of your room for whatever reason, and Jim is in the cockpit. Talking to somebody on the comms.
Because she's a nosy bastard, she would stand there long enough to see what she can hear.
Okay,
Like
give
in
me a
fuzzy bunny slippers and pajamas.
Give me a stealth check. Since I assume,
Only a 16.
Since I assume if you're intentionally eavesdropping on somebody, you're going to.
Every now and again, he has to stop talking because he hears from Aramonto.
Alright, so it's a 16
Somehow
on your
breaks
stealth.
through
Oh, that's
all the ship's walls. Blast over the intercoms.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. He also got a 16 on his spot or his perception. I guess he would be considered the defender, or you consider the defender. No, your stealth check. Yeah, your stealth check makes the DC for his check. All right. So, you hear him talking, you inch up just a little bit. And clearly where he's talking, he just keeps glancing up, and he kind of notices you just as you kind of jerk back. And then you just hear, oh, I gotta go. And he disconnects. What you do notice, what you are able to pick up is that he was talking to Basil.
Why would he be...
Jim's in love.
Why would he be hiding talking to Basil, though? She's gonna flat out ask him. Who's on the... A little late for a booty call, Jim?
Gross. No, yeah, well, it's late here, but not necessarily, other places in the galaxy.
She heard Basil's voice, right?
Yeah, you recognize Basil's voice.
What did Basil want? I mean, usually it's us bothering him.
Oh, it was me bothering him. I just had to, I was just asking him, after Achilles, but, he still hasn't heard anything from Achilles, so.
Insight check.
Roll it.
Why can't I have advantage?
I am not sure you would have beaten him even with advantage. Given what he rolled.
I mean, I rolled a natural 20 with advantage.
On the other hand, he is not the deceptive sort, so No, I take that back. You would have just beaten him with advantage. Yeah, he seems to be yeah, I mean, you're pretty sure he was asking Basil about Achilles.
We don't have any jobs. Does he know where Achilles went on vacation? He hasn't come back from that.
He either doesn't know or he's just not saying. I don't know. It's just with all the goings on, I don't like any of us being out of contact for very long.
Oh, and especially, I mean, Achilles is a little bit more well-known than us, even if he's not as well-known as he once was. And they know we've worked for him, so... In the morning, see what we can have the brains find on Achilles. I mean, I'm sure it'd be easy enough for Adrian to hack in and get his travel plans if we really wanted to. Unless he's got some kind of high-level technomancer just, sitting there covering his flight itinerary.
I don't know, he used to have a contact that getting fake IDs. So he could be traveling under an assumed name.
Of course he could. Or we just go back and shoot Basil in the kneecaps, whatever we need to do.
Let's not do that one.
I was being sarcastic.
Can't tell with the mask.
very.
She does not sleep in the mask. Hang in
know
there,
that.
shirt with like a kitten on it, sleep pants, bunny slippers.
She does sleep with the mask on. The trick is, though, you find it's actually one of those, like, it helps her for, like, snoring, what are those things
She has
called?
sleep apnea.
Yeah.
The whole crew, half the crew canonically has sleep apnea now.
That's actually just what it's for. She just likes to wear it even during the day because it helps her with her.
In case she dozes off, it just covers that. I mean, we can always go back and talk to Basil. Be like, look, dude, we're concerned. We just want to find him. We're not going to interrupt his vacation unless someone's trying to kidnap him or something.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was telling him on the phone.
Yeah. Well, we'll ruin Basil's day tomorrow by as soon as we can by showing up on his doorstep. I mean, we don't really have any other jobs. We've got enough funds right now to where we could go, some time without having to take a job.
Yeah. Or we could take a vacation ourselves.
God, that'd be nice.
I've been. Oh, I'm not there.
I mean, we got what, 7.5? Or no, 6 from the job.
Six
So
from this
we
job.
have 14,000 and some
Okay.
change.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, did Vandal pay y'all half in advance?
If he
I
did,
think-
that gives us.
If he did, y'all probably have already had that written down though. So.
I think that was one of the
Conditions.
Yeah.
one of the conditions.
So we have. 1 second, I got a math.
Half of 7,500.
Well, yeah, I know that, but I'm lazy and I'm not doing.
Me neither.
But
Yeah, we've got like 18,610 cubits in the bank.
And by bank she means up under everybody's mattresses.
Just a bunch of SD cards under the mattresses.
It's the most secure way to store it.
But Jim's like, yeah, we could do that. But he does not look thrilled at the idea of doing that. As far as, the going and talking to Basil. That's why he suggested a vacation.
In your gut, Jim, do you think something's wrong with Achille? Or do you think he's just having some long vacation archaeological dig somewhere on a backwater planet?
I suspect that he is still investigating what was going on. And I'm worried that he will get himself into some trouble. Give me another sense motive.
Insight.
Insight, yes.
Ugh.
No.
That's a 6!
If I'm there, I get a.
You are not. You are still in your wherever you were talking to Armato at.
Oh, I thought this was late at
Oh,
night.
that's right. This would be late at night. I'm sorry, but
This would be late at night, so we're like asleep.
Cat's got insomnia. It's fine.
It was really just a big segue over to Kat, so she'd have something to do.
Yeah.
But he's like, yeah, we could go, we could head back to Esperella or, the vacation.
I mean,
thing.
we won't harass Basil. I mean, we'll be on better behavior than we typically are. Don't give me that look, Jim.
I'm not giving you that look. I just, we could go for a night, I know a planet that's got some really. Oh wait, y'all probably don't want to go hiking though.
No. The last couple times we've gone out in nature have never ended well.
I'm sure there's some decent beachfront property on some of these planets we've been to.
We'll go back. We'll just touch base with Basil, see what's going on. Be like, look, we're just concerned. Can you at least give us a planet we can check up on him or something? And then we'll just go on vacation. We'll vote on a planet, or we'll just planet hop for a couple weeks. It'll be great. It'll be fine.
Okay,
I'm sure we'll actually get to do this.
If that's what you, that's what you want to do. That's fine. You're the captain.
I don't understand how I'm the captain, but I mean, we owe Achille at least enough to kind of have his back if something's going to shit.
Yeah, that's right.
If it was you, we'd come looking for you too. We'd ruin your vacation, our hiking trip, or whatever you would.
All right, Jim finally laughs that off and tells you he's heading to bed.
Like 3 a.m. Go to bed. Jesus. Grabs a bottle of water, goes back to bed.
All right, so the next day y'all start off for Esperella.
Yeah. Cat'll pass on, though. They're just gonna go back, check in with Basil, see if we can get some information where Achille might be, just to kind of check up on him, just because there's some concern.
Okay.
I have prepared sense truth.
We are now going to interrogate Basil.
Yes. Actually,
Where is he?
Where is he? Detect truth. Sorry, not sense truth.
All right, so
Doesn't the target know when you cast that, though?
Yes.
You're gonna piss off Basil. It's gonna be
Fucking
great.
lie to me.
all right, so you spend the better part of a week getting back to Esperella. You dock in the usual, you dock in Achilles' hangar, like usual. Nothing's odd there. The tech's there, refuel the ship. All the usual stuff. It goes on Achilles' tab, just like usual when y'all are at basically your home station. When you make your way, do you call Basil ahead of time or do you just show up?
I mean, we're gonna interrogate the guy anyway, apparently. Let's just show up.
Yeah.
Just like up on the door, like, it's us.
Surprise. You make your way to Achilles' estate without any trouble. Like, he is essentially in the station's equivalent of a gated community, but y'all have, he's basically giving y'all access. So, however, when you get up to his estate, no one answers the door. You get a pre-recorded message, essentially, from Basil stating that basically that nobody's home.
Is Jim with us, or did Jim stay on the ship?
Even or odd?
Yeah.
Odd.
He stayed on the ship.
Comes back to the ship. Hey, Jim. When you talked to Basil, was he at home or was he somewhere else? Did he say he was going out?
He didn't say he was going anywhere. But it is a little odd for Achille to leave him behind for very long.
Here we go, breaking and entering to a former employer's house.
Well,
Jim's like, what? What was that? I didn't quite catch that.
Nothing, Jim. Everything's fine. We're gonna get you Cinnabon on the way back.
it's fine. So, who are you doing?
We're not gonna steal anything.
I don't know that.
We're not going to steal anything. You made Yanni sad.
Sad Yanni noise.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
All right, so how y'all planning on breaking into his house?
I mean, I'm trusting the literal thief.
Yanni? Actually, yeah, could we have Yanni just face through the walls and kind of look around?
Absolutely.
I
That's a
vote
bot.
we do that. Yep, that's a bot.
Think so.
It's absolutely a bot.
Yeah, 'cause we've gotten that like same message 5 times.
Oh, have you? I don't know that I'd noticed it before. I was just sitting here looking at it going, I don't think that's passing the turning test. just look, the
failed.
phrasing's just something odd about it. Anyway. So yeah, Yanni can phase through without any trouble.
Anything I miss?
The furniture is all basically covered. It's like they put plastic over it. Everything's packed up. It gives the distinct impression of ain't nobody planning on coming back here for a while.
Like someone tidying up an old Victorian estate, an ye old period piece.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, this is the future, so you've got Roombas running around, still keeping the thing vacuumed and dusted and stuff. But
Ginormous Roombas.
It's the entire size of a room, Roomba.
Mm-hmm.
So the power's not cut or anything like that. But
Do
stuff
we
is.
have Achille or Basil's like personal comm contacts?
I imagine you'll have Basil's.
You had both, though every time you've used them, they've just called here.
Heck, might as well try him. See if we just hear like something ringing in the room.
It eventually goes to basically the messenger voice message.
Oh, go through their browser history, find where they might have gone.
This is one thing I'm going to try a computer roll here.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is, start it off, I'm actually going to try to get into the Roombas. How long have they been active? Essentially, how long have they been able to someone switch on the butler switch on scene?
Okay, that seems reasonable. Give me a computer use roll.
Let's see if I actually do not suck. That'd help. Oh, 18.
Alright. Though I guess it would really be Adrian having to do this because y'all be using Yanni.
Yeah.
But irregardless, time-wise, a week or so. Basically, about the time y'all were leaving the Sol system. It's like about the time y'all were leaving Earth, Basil was turning these guys on and presumably dipping out.
Basil, you jerk. Dodging our phone calls.
Look,
Look, his boss told you I ain't got no more work for you, and then you keep calling. It's like,
Why would you be our friend?
thirsty mofos.
We're bored. We don't want to be mercenaries anymore.
That phone call was really just him and Jim complaining about you guys, and you walked in.
I like to think Jim would at least tell us if we were being bastards.
No, you're not being bastards. You're just being bores. Just bores.
We just want to advance the plot.
Look, we've gone to every other NPC.
we've run out of side missions.
All right, so that's
Can't
looking for
level
you.
up until we get the main storyline quest done.
So anyway, best you can tell, that would have been about the time probably about the time he took off.
So essentially, hey, we're done here. We'll be heading back. He kind of skedaddled.
Well, he was talking to Jim on the phone. Jim hung up when Kat walked in. Then y'all decided to come back. Y'all didn't call and tell him y'all were coming back. You decided to come back.
That's true.
But apparently he had left. Just, bad happenstance.
Yeah.
Sure, that happenstance.
Look, once is happenstance.
Oh,
Twice is
all right.
coincidence. And then 3 times enemy action.
Yeah, but by the third time they're dead.
Third time now, we're in. Second time. Sometimes the first.
Alright, so what do y'all want to do with this little bit of information you found as you're standing on this rich guy's doorstep, staring at his door and talking to each other in a ritzy neighborhood?
They've seen us here before.
Actually, have.
Yeah, but usually y'all get let in.
Yeah. Cat, care to let us in?
They're not in there and everything looks fine. Do we really need to go? Potentially pissing them off even more?
Probably not.
I'm sure we can have Yanni and Adrian pull any data we need to without actually going into the house.
Since we're doing it that way, we'll promptly leave.
Okay.
Grab Cinnabon on the way back.
And while we're sitting in the space Cinnabon, Adrian hacks the crap out of that place.
There's all of us there with our giant cinnamon rolls and overpriced coffee beverages.
Well, it would probably be safer to take you back to the ship if he's going to have to veg out.
No, we're just gonna do it right in the middle of a fast food eatery. It'll be fine. Yeah, we'd take it back to the ship.
Alright, so y'all get back to the ship.
All in the galley.
So he probably goes to his workroom or whatever after he's eaten.
Mm-hmm.
He hacks into a few systems in the house, but it's kind of the basic systems. The house's computer system seems to have been shut down and disconnected, which is a little
Wi-Fi when he leaves too. Come on.
which is a little it's a little odd.
It's like he knew we were gonna be coming and looking for him.
But the self cleaning stuff, like the Roombas, are still on. The AC is basically still on. To maintain the house at a certain temperature. But as far as any kind of computer network or anything, all that seems to be shut down.
Back to the ship and I look at Kat. We could just be pizza delivery people for a while.
The more I have to deal with this bullshit, the more I think I just, that might just be the easier way of life.
I'm just saying we've got this. We've got this.
Here's
Got this sweet ship.
Yeah, because here's the bigger question. Because you just brought that up. Legally, this ship is still his property. And yet, nothing has occurred from this, even in his vacation time.
Well, part of the deal with y'all was y'all had use of the ship, and that was basically how he paid y'all to be on retainer for him.
I am very much in the. We know where he. Have we determined where he's vacationing to?
Nope.
Nope.
According to Basil, even Basil didn't know. I don't know if anybody incited him on that, but you know.
Where. If he left from here, can we get record as to what vessel he left on? And then in that case, we might be able to get at least a destination.
You could not legally get that.
Has that ever stopped Adrian before?
Not to my knowledge, no.
And I'd rather have that when he's actually here.
Yeah, well, we make those rolls next time.
Yeah.
All right, is there any other avenues of investigation you want to take on tonight?
Not particularly.
You know, you picked up your Cinnabon, you got back to the ship. Adrian checked out Achilles', cyber setup at his place.
Turn the Wi-Fi off. What a bastard.
I know, who does that?
Space communists, that's who.
You think you know a guy.
I mean, I never knew him.
Yeah, you met him the one time.
I met him once, but I only... Was this one of the people who were on television when I was growing
He's
up?
the lead guy.
Yeah, this was the guy.
Okay, then yeah, I would have seen him on television. And then I would have been like, never meet your heroes.
Oh, he was super nice at the dinner.
And then turn off his Wi-Fi.
Get the country.
Alright, well, I think I'm tapped as far as what I want to do. And I think Cat is tapped for things.
Yeah. Figure out what we want to do as far as if we want to try if we want to find him, how we want to find him, or if we just want to be like, you know what? Screw
It's
it.
probably some
Pizza
probably
delivery.
something yeah. I was gonna say it's probably something we just do when Adrian's here next week.
Okay. Let's see. Anything else relevant happen? After y'all been back on the ship for a little while, later that night, 10ish, 9ish, 9:30, 10ish, Jim comes back. I kept expecting one of y'all to ask about Jim when y'all got back to the ship. I was gonna be like, and Jim's not on the ship.
Is Jim on the ship?
Oh, he wasn't when y'all got back, but nobody asked, so y'all didn't notice.
Well, we calmed him on the ship, so.
The assumption is he's on the ship. And calm him again, Jim.
Still on the ship? You didn't leave, did you?
Y'all didn't notice till he came back, and you were like, "Oh yeah, Jim. We haven't talked to Jim since we got back on the ship." But he'd been off having a beer.
Oh, okay.
It was literally gonna be there if y'all showed up and asked for Jim. Oh, he's not on the ship. And then when you calmed him, he was just gonna be in a bar somewhere.
Jim, he's opening the door.
So yeah, Jim shows up. Oh, how'd it go with Basil?
There was no Basil. He wasn't at the house.
Huh.
The Wi-Fi's off.
Wi-Fi was off, the rooms are on, all the furniture's covered with sheets.
And
Oh
far as we
yeah,
can see.
that's their usual when they plan to be gone for a while.
Basil apparently had left about a week. Essentially, as soon as you stopped talking to him.
Did Kat tell everybody else about that conversation that she walked in on?
No.
Okay. No, she did, so you'd know. He's like, oh, I must have called him right before he left the house then. Well, look at the time. I gotta get to bed.
Jim,
No.
there's something you'd like to share with the rest of the class?
No?
Automatic insight check. Hang on, I'm getting in on that action.
He says no, but you think, yeah, there's something he'd like to get off his chest.
Jim, just say it. We've all said that we've been going through, stupid theories the whole evening.
You can tell us.
Throw yours into the...
You can
You can tell us
or
or
I
Armando can
hit
zone of truth you.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah. That ability never works though.
Are you
I don't know
sure?
if you're lying,
Would
but
you,
I don't say anything. You know?
would you like to test?
We don't zone of truth, friends. Unless they really, 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 really deserve it.
To which then Adrian pops in. Am I your friend? No.
Son of truth.
So Jim sits down in a seat. Man,
Flips it backwards.
wish I'd drunk more before I came home now.
Don't we all?
So
I gave you something better. I gave you something better than the swill that you had over there when.
So while you were on the Hunter's Planet, I was I spent those several days dodging those drones, barely getting any sleep. I was always confident in you guys' ability to take the Hunter out. I was never I was never worried about you. I was concerned because it was a dangerous situation, but I wasn't really worried that you would lose. I wasn't as sure that I would make it though. Especially once we were 3 or 4 days in and the exhaustion was really getting to me. And those things were getting in, before I could ditch them, before I could lose them again, the things were getting in more shots on the ship.
Are you wanting out of this, Jim?
No.
I mean, I'm not saying that as a.
I told Achille.
Like you told Achille what?
Everything. I sent him a message. If I got blown out of space, he wouldn't know where you were at. If he knew where you were at, I knew he would come looking for you.
Jim.
I don't know how important this stuff is. If something happened to us, I think somebody needs to know about these things we run into.
But you may have essentially.
What was that? What was that, Patrick?
I kind of have to chime in. You do, from knowing what we know about Achilles, in giving him that information, you may have just sent him on a suicide mission.
I know. I didn't think we could risk that information. I mean, somebody needs to know what was going on. I was afraid if you got stuck on that moon for a long period of time. Because those things are, they're probably already after Achilles. He should at least have some grasp of what was going on. If I'd known we were going to all make it out, I wouldn't have. But
And too late now.
I should have told y'all as soon as we left, as soon as we got away from that place.
What information did you give him? As far as, planets we've been to where this stuff has been encountered? Been in space? What have you told him? So we can know where to go trying to look for him.
I told him about what we discovered at the shortcut. Like I said, pretty much everything we had done up to that point. I didn't know about Armanto at that point, but
Didn't know about you either, buddy.
but he's met Armanto now, so. Let's see. So I had to drop the names to him. So basically, he knows everything about these creatures that we know.
Pretty much.
I don't know for sure where he might go to investigate.
You worked with him for years. I mean, you probably would have a better idea than we would.
Basil made one comment while I was talking to him about having to go shopping for something cute. which is not the kind of phrase you generally hear out of Basil.
Now I want to hear it out of Basil just because. Morbid, horrible curiosity. Cute?
I assume that is a code phrase then.
Oh, no, I think it's probably literal.
Basil's gonna get him a nice little dress? What?
You have not seen ballet until you've seen Basil in a tutu. No, Achille had an old contact. She was Dindis, but she lived off on this planet by herself. Collected animals, basically. Think crazy cat lady. But she'd have a plethora of different creatures. We don't know how old she was. Dindis can live a good long time. She didn't look old, but she had all this knowledge. You couldn't really buy her help, though, with money. She didn't have a whole lot of interest in it, or maybe she just had plenty of. But you could always bribe her if you showed up with something cute and unique, or cute that she didn't already have.
You know what planet she's on?
Oh, yeah. He's been there once and really did not want to go back.
Well, Jim, as punishment for not telling us this, we're going back. Should we find something cute first?
Yeah, if we want any information out of her. At least I'm old now, so maybe she won't try to keep me this time.
I'm kind of cute.
The robot dog's kind of cute.
We're not gonna give one of the dogs away while Adrian's not here.
Gauss has to stay. I'm sure we can find. We've got 14,000 credits. I'm sure something cute can be found for under 14,000 credits.
Is there some sort of?
How about a bunny? Yeah, she probably got one of those.
Is there some sort of mega metropolis? That's just like it's like Ravnica, where it's like a giant city, a city planet.
I don't know about full city planets. A lot of your big space stations are essentially one big city, though.
Well, one of the higher end ones, since we have some spending qubits.
But yeah, you could definitely hit somewhere like that. Even just going on the way to this place.
Yes.
But before y'all make too many plans, it's almost 9, so we'll go ahead and wrap here with Jim's big reveal.
Dun dun dun.
And you realize that's probably why Jim had been a little freaked out.
I've insight checked him like 20 times and nothing. Nothing. Bullshit.
Well, you could tell something was bothering
still waters run deep.
You could tell something had been bothering him, but you were assuming it was like PTSD kind of stuff.
Yeah.
No, he was feeling guilty about not telling y'all what he had doed.
No wonder he went to go drink.
But the next day he does seem to feel better now. It's off his chest.
Jim, I thought we were family, Jim. No. You don't keep secrets from. Okay, no, that I know.
Now you're just lying.
He just looks at you. He looks guilty. You say that, and he just like.
I said that. I'm gonna go dust something in the cargo bay. Have a good time.
A hand is on Cat's shoulder, like yes.
What?
Something you want to talk about?
What?
I don't know. Just fucking with you.
Well, she's confessed some of it to most of the crew, anyway.
Yeah, she's pretty much said.
I mean, not all the details.
My family is scum. They may or may not be chasing me.
It may or may not. I just assume they're chasing you.
All right. Anyway, we're going to wrap up here. Let's see. No game tomorrow because Wednesday the showcase is wrapped up to the new year.
As far as I know, we're playing on Thursday. With or without us. No, just without our paladin, but they've been away for a few sessions now, so.
Okay. So the plan
Show
is
must
for
go
Curse of
on.
Strahd on Thursdays, which
Yes.
is Maddie's game. Let's see. I assume the escorts will be back Monday.
It should be.
As far as I
The
know,
holiday will
yes.
be over. Okay.
Yeah.
So tune in. So anybody watching at home, tune in Thursday for Curse of Strahd, Monday for
The Amber
escorts.
Temple.
Y'all are still there?
Well,
Oh, that's
we
right, it got
just
canceled.
got there towards the end,
That's right.
and something happened, and now we're doing the rest of that.
Suffer
Anyway,
Temple.
come back next Tuesday. It'll be us as we go, as the guys go to find a gift to give the crazy cat lady in space.
We could get her a space corgi.
Giant space hamsters.
Fluffy ones with like genetically modified fur and maybe a unicorn horn.
So again, I have been your GM for the evening, Jason from over at the Nerd Eternal Network. And with me has been Sarah playing Cat, Decca playing Aramato, and Patrick playing Hull.
See ya.
And we will see y'all next week.
I assume the outro is playing. I'm just doing this.